distinctive. My scriptures are lyrical work of art from the heart, right in the beat. Cynical critics with business interests, just from a distance. This is just Swart Gevaar, fear of the dark, that's why they sleep. My thinking is different, my spitting distinctive. My scriptures are lyrical work of art from the heart, right in the beat. Cynical critics with business interests, just from a distance. This is just Swart Gevaar, fear of the dark, that's why they sleep. I'm the anti-penultimate columnist with writer's block. Chop up cipher topics into microscopic dot. Active Christians acting sacrilegious like in God we trust. Highness is mine, so ionize mind rise up of rhetorical chitter chatter. Spitting matters for reason and logic ill. Digital data subliminal, like liquid gas is freezing impossible. Consider the fact that my flow got so hot from the cold treatment received from industries media sleeping on me. Leading a pitter patter of little feet, I'm skinny indeed, but my hip hops are fatter than industry's MC mini-me. I'm spitting gases faster than chimneys, past infinity. Can you grasp the ability? I blast tracks with the abstractness of soliloquies. You don't have to ask. KONFAB's answer to that is a sphinx with a riddle D. Twiddle D, you're twiddle dumb. While I deliver punch spittle, you twiddle your thumb. Oops goes over your mind when I throw the rhyme skew. Cause you couldn't drop from the top if I clothesline you. Open mics, you got a block like frigid bitches. Condom fabric, paradox, moronic, vivid descriptions. Witness the spillage of syllables delivered with acidic liquid quickness. And these kids don't give a shit about physical image. Shit. My thinking is different, my spitting distinctive. My scriptures are lyrical work of art from the heart, right in the beat. Cynical critics with business interests, just from a distance. This is just Swart Gevaar, fear of the dark, that's why they sleep. My thinking is different, my spitting distinctive. My scriptures are lyrical work of art from the heart, right in the beat. Cynical critics with business interests, just from a distance. This is just Swart Gevaar, fear of the dark, that's why they sleep. I'm KONFAB, Sankana Sankatana, Skatana Santuana, Honi Lai, Panam Hanakam Shabakampa. Sorry, got that. Gop gang scoring your daughters orally and not stopping the audio. Shorty till I'm on stage performing at the North Sea Jazz. Flawed with a little more than a buck tooth and not too soft to talk fuck yous. George W. Bush and Massa Poots, I call a vagina spun too and puncture one like Spy 2. To bust without a mic or 1-2. Maseru's finest brew screw actor pretenses. My raps is as intrinsic to lateral thinking as vaginal lips is naturally pinkish. Cats is defensive when it's better to check the offense. You possess a full sense of self-importance and you ain't shit. The main reason a mature mini-me, amateur MCs fear me is that I can speak clearly. Thus I teach in practical and theory. Minds at my urinals, I'm treating your thoughts as a plastic vase. And in the style of the Bible, being doctrine on y'all to salvage the pagans. Now behold all the fascination, the pleasure is all mine like premature ejaculation. Conflict, fuck risk, watch the lunatic lung rip. Luminary tongue clicking, stun gun, you bang bang like cowardice. Packing bricks, coming quick with pop dick. I'm fucking this ugly chick life, bitch, and loving it. Like really a bitch, my thinking is different, my spitting distinctive. My scriptures are lyrical work of art from the heart, right in the beat. Cynical critics with business interests, just from a distance. This is just Swart Gevaar, fear of the dark, that's why they sleep. My thinking is different, my spitting distinctive. My scriptures are lyrical work of art from the heart, right in the beat. Cynical critics with business interests, just from a distance. This is just Swart Gevaar, fear of the dark, that's why they sleep. What's this? What's so I can stick like teleboying in people's ears whenever my speech appears on the radio. Sending a message tests already like fellatio. It's time to pay me your dues.
I've laid up a tune.
Sooner or later, laboring souls.
Late but too soon.
Immaculate concept, sense articulate diction like Dickens. Spilling roots and fluids, screwing dudes, no matter who you with. Crew included, kid, but beautiful units get excluded rudely for producing pussy units too loosely.
I introduce
who is him?
Condom fabric.
The pseudonym, pseudonym, it came with enmity. Ask all these MCs that dislike some.
Dyslexics never came off strong enough to destabilize them. Word refers to his verbs blurred in the third person and in the past tense, although all those folks couldn't hurt them.
Journey in circles from nerd to curtain, burn a circle from urban to urban. If you're east of here, you sweet enemy of the state of hip hop. Fill the rock of that medley and mixtape you're involved. Enemy of the state of hip hop.
seyivendlika zayo uthunywe zoqeqambisa amathambo wekhanda lumgabhaphama ndiyingozi uvile wemfana umkomanisi wesiphala sinemshana kugcwala nansimbinzana likala indlebe ikenkethe ngamazwe susa ubuthebelele sovelela soze kube konzi kube yena nathi sichitha nosoze siphephethe lezi zitha zikasathane sizoyishisa sibala njengochakalaka nopelepele no headless chickens no voodoo no ntelezi could do damage and put him in panties and call them pussies that be like some panties intellect was armed with Prince's weapon off woman concept deliberately playing them on the plenty
enemy of the state of hip-hop feel the wrath of that media mixtape you're involved enemy of the state of hip-hop feel the wrath of that media mixtape you're involved enemy of the state of hip-hop feel the wrath of that media mixtape you're involved enemy of the state of hip-hop feel the wrath of that media mixtape you're involved 9 lives 9 orbitals around Oracle 9 fellows and all 9 provinces check the election polls KONFAB connecting more heads than pillows in a sack of vegetables this round robin sound recording got my mouth watering like cesspool
Agnostic gospels cowards in your bands on these beats Zazanga with these unleash these animals streets keep us driving us sweet the Humsha bandits see them seeds like veteran cannibals on point with verbal calibers can you handle us
let's stick to your dome like a chrome or velcro I split critical minds with the typically fine tip of my pencil by 2010 so we'll be kicking more you keeping score the evidential manifest on that simpleton instrumental
yo we all of that plus us patra and chips like Indians on the bidet we be dropping our shit the conscious pilot and MC's shift cause with the twitch of a lip oracle flow is equipped to make the matrix glitch
enemy of the state of hip-hop feel the wrath of that media mixtape you're involved enemy of the state of hip-hop feel the wrath of that media mixtape you're involved enemy of the state of hip-hop feel the wrath of that media mixtape you're involved enemy of the state of hip-hop feel the wrath of that media mixtape you're involved he's a whack cat he planet is a whack cat he said Black Mist was dead but it was just Swart Gevaar
Swart Gevaar
it was just Swart Gevaar
Swart Gevaar
oh flow I think we done killed this joint man
for real man shit what now man shit
let's go guys Let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Yo, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Yo, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Nah, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Yo, oh flow, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Nah, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. For real, yo, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Yo, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Yo, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Yo, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Yo, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music. Yo, let me impress upon you the stretches beyond music.
KONFAB. Yo, you still hearing those voices?
I'm still hearing those voices.
I'm hearing them shits too, man.
Yeah,
Let's keep it simple.
Some
sifty biblical scriptures and still miss the biggest block parties, hot body, rock hotties, buck hotties, shots rowdy, cops probably plotting bounties on me. Cause we stock chronic hemp crops by the trolleys. Now all we need is policies, alleviate poverty, but it's all empty parliament seats, babble bureaucracy. MTV's the guide you seek, SABC economy has to mean death for a lot of fallen seeds. Autumn leaves, battle me to take your whole country like you Congolese. But someone pull a nice fake, acting street gangster bad to the bone. Though back at home you white as Condoleezza rice cakes. The president sending a regiment of underage cadets. Should be armed with student cards, not guns, grenades and jets. To fund your ways wicked, tons of crazy vets coming home soon. Your sons will pay the debts. Tainted you with your own agent orange juice. Call it truce and drink up. They all twos when we link up. No truth to show proof, so KONFAB and caps troops get bigger. Next statement, test it and leave possessed heads shaking.
The next statement will infect the brains of men like mental aids when erect pens extend unsafe text. The next statement.
Invest, pay, and test stage events, pay attention, changing industry standards for the greater
The
success.
next statement. Erect the faith of major labels like West Asian, style invasion, set Satan. The next statement.
We bringing hell to y'all like Hezbollah. Look up in the stars, cause having been shot for bomb
The youth today full of folly, fall for Lucifer's story and false promises of superstar glory. Through tunes that are too boring for me. I belong in the bigger leagues, KONFAB, all caps, don't get it wrong, cap, wrong cat to consider literally. Talk shit in liquid form, syllable format, tongue hissing the sibilant warning. Nibbling on the horse nipples and spitting on hospital. Don't cripple the force field of your hospital. Killing off sickly weak MCs for healing quickly like sprint sneaks, leaving them all defeated speedily on the track. Come off like train terrorists, make thought shift like plate tectonics and false slip like Freud, realign paradigm. Your former consciousness destroyed, you realize otherwise. See, I undermine, slide to redefine others' lives, building rhyme as a guys. Punches stay tough like alter egos, to numb your senses and tongues while hung like Afro Negroes. No pun intended, no fuck it, I meant it. Scrap censorship, I rap for the hell of it. Like etiquette, attacking feminist tabs, celibate ass in a delicate fashion. Speech concrete like Long Street jungle junkie monkeys. Ugly drunken drug fiends, but I rep Cape Town. Check the plates in the mouth, CA, crooked alignment. Hook and lines be down and way out. Looking at silence, step out, look behind danger sounds. One should rewind and remind us like hopeless now from laid out. Stick like CeeLo tape, for heaven's sake, heathen don't sleep wake. We don't lace no weak takes, disintegrate. United States of mind manipulate and annihilate. Decimate client base off the not so fulfilling station that pays them. Bring the naked flame like winter spark. Pits of gripping the thinnest part of their titties for spit from the heart. Wetted like we weed in the Western Cape. From male penis squeezing, competing with mainstream releases. Staying in these sheets like cancer math and debaters. Made in the streets, you faggots just tap the haters. We act raggedy and play rough. Stay deep like Elton John's behind. Free online for really long time like Telcom don't mind. In this cipher you wouldn't last if you imagined us nasty like your grandma's bottom and ass. Booty sagging with pull of gravity you couldn't hang. Dratch dialect uprising, cuff diving, touching minds of men like sluts hymens. The next statement will infect the brains of men like mental aids when erect pens extend unsafe texting. I know the next statement.
Invest, pay, and test stage events, pay attention, changing industry standards for the greater
The
success.
next statement. Erect the faith of major labels like West Asian, style invasion, set Satan. The next statement.
We bringing hell to y'all like Hezbollah. Look up in the stars, cause having been shot for
That's
bomb
the
heads.
statement.
Blah, 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 blah.
Rock in your jukebox.
True that. Mzansi hip-hop went from era to cheap talk epoch. When sun set it off in front of father the leader, we follow my deeper to the deepest slots beneath the hell. With keeping the peace you yell, still seeking a picket beat with more keys to sell. Speaking with weak credentials, this rip will defeat your pencil, dense middle dispense to delete your sentences. Sensationalism and feed sense to repressed mentals. So savor the vision, savior of pagan religion, painter of sacred scripture, vivid maker of paper with a difference, and indeed a hater of player simplicity. Block out it locked with missing keyword, search query omitted. Narco skeptics sleeping on days from little quiz, so little quiz. We roll you disability, but oh no, so for anonymity. Denote all quotables, quickly relinquish identity to grow indivisible like infinity, and still building like pyramid scheme. Miser bring misery to trying bitters beneath. Mindbender bequeath the goods agree to cheat. Obsolete, syllable with quality, simile, decibel delivered with dead enemy grease for energy. So loser cruisers getting murdered, cause where there's a movement you can expect inertia. Your verse is on for persons such as me. Sound perfunctory like I'm Zanzi Hauser, just urban fronting. I heard the Hubbub like Caucasian suburb where neighbors are strangers. My word was shut up, bars are contagious like prodigy pissing. Condom fabric, contradiction, oxymoron, pros and cons, cookie Pokemons and diskettes. Get distant pinned up quicker than Okios that show disrespect to their pedo intellect. Puppeteer, alphabetics articulate, red fucking clear and black and white like Bakane, kicking it similar to Disky. Fittest in the field like Mr. Referee, and didn't even need to quit my day job. Top stage, y'all motherfuckers just don't cut it like blade of all way too soft for condom fabric. An oxymoron hollering in an ultrasonic forum where paradoxical clauses govern as opposite forces. Logic divorce thought, ASA concept without a baseline. Hungry and fed up at the same time. I heard the hop up, my word was shut up. To reach my height, to run the rise, might need to take a run up. I heard the hop up, my word was shut up. To reach my height, to run the rise, might need to take a run up. I heard the hop up, my word was shut up. To reach my height, to run the rise, might need to take a run up. I heard the hop up, my word was shut up. To reach my height, to run the rise, might need to take a run up.
industry of oxymorons.
Wide-eyed sleepers,
The worst kind of
blind
moron.
visionaries, anal retentive,
Real fake
metrosexual clowns.
It is I, the undersigned, inside your mind, like stick up chickens behind and blick fire spit fry, dishing your shit dry. Stiffer than Hitler's finger with a similar influence, was the grieving of millions of minions from spilling of liquid. So get them heavy arms rising, like credit card swiping. You register, nah, silence is expected. Never hear yes, like pessimist projection. Question is, but guess again, expression be especially effortless, like predictive text SMS. Dead align with deliverable. At set a time off the top of the symbol, selling through simple to sell headers with pin and that Edward dude. Guess it's true, must be with just a bunch of pseudo intellectuals which didn't deliver like vegetable testable. Cantilever subvertical erections are resurrectable. Check the decibel level, peek out of the speaker and never reach the bulk of the people. But that's cool, your shit gets rejected in a septic pool. Newer school of thought, a deeper test of skills for sex. Superficial text, the usual sex appeal. One reason we nice is with cheese and thin slices, but a bling's another thing we priceless mastering. Plus these kids just wanna sing like Abba under king of white to bite your flow like pasta. Afro ass horrible fetic bastard pro slamming your list for sport like basketball. Against support, fan support your management board. Acting natural, battling cameras but lacking the angle. Still ignore these and forces killing you softly like chili roti. Industry oxymoronic, skinny torso centerfolds. Senses been more than torn and folds. Tenses I see them all like God's window. Industry biz, chivalrous chauvinist, showing off like typical pose with clitoral bitch. Soloist, bring it back. Gift of gab, simultaneously skinny and fat. Like what? Like an oxymoron, hollering in an ultrasonic forum where paradoxical causes governors opposite forces. Logic, divorce, thought, Esau, concept without a baseline. Hungry and fed up at the same time. I heard the hop up, my word was shut up. To reach my height, to run the round, I need to take a run up. I heard the hop up, my word was shut up. To reach my height, to run the round, I need to take a run up. I heard the hop up, my word was shut up. To reach my height, to run the round, I need to take a run up. I heard the hop up, my word was shut up. To reach my height, to run the round, I need to take a run up.
Oxymoronic, like underground mainstream. Where my peoples at? Hiders block, Deep Planet, Blacksmith 24th, Matab, Vernon, Visqus, KONFAB, Gas, Condom Fabric.
For complex penmanship, concept bent tangential for consciousness of mental consistence, empty contemptuous audience consensus condemning impending content to confront them, confront seldom. Never been on some whatever they once all them. Fuck telling them better to compel them like mom's hollow. Good looking out like God window. Boss spitting beyond the confines of a borderline dominating mind since 1981 and I dominate condom fabric. You couldn't take me on, you flash, soft as plastic. Now your baby mom's got to have a stomach acid. Constipative gases causing panic. The topic I toss it like alcoholics form it habit, call it magic. Comparatively sick like Johnson past wings, Jurassic kill pterodactyl might scare your act still. You can't wield bats appeal as a shield against having a life of skills. Complimentary content, KONFAB that is in a continent. Constantly spitting on continents, constantly getting little compensatory. Complimentary content, KONFAB that is in a continent. Constantly spitting on continents, constantly getting little compensatory. Complimentary content, KONFAB that is in a continent. Constantly spitting on continents, constantly getting little compensatory. Complimentary content, KONFAB that is in a continent. Constantly spitting on continents, constantly getting little compensatory. Cause con got heat, con complete, hook and line. Call me sinker, call me thinker. No, call me sphincter, dropping stinker of scripture. Test stage, you don't pass. Text late like sex safe, well behaved in contrast. Heads ache when con acting there on battle day in attempts to evade conscripts. Any who dares to reply will get a curse spewed in his eye. To share the truth or get blind, otherwise get ostracized like aborigines for not filling me. Obviously conditioned to more listen to the P. Diddy's industry gimmicks. Conspiracy isn't it and strictly business. Don't give a FUKC like celibate dyslexics. Defeats the object like expecting the unexpected. Front confronting funky. You leak like unique urine while I leak unique confounded flows like Eureka. Sharpa, I get out and got a motherfucker. Compliment lyrical content, KONFAB that it's in the continent. Constantly spitting on continents, constantly getting little compensatory. Compliment lyrical content, KONFAB that it's in the continent. Constantly spitting on continents, constantly getting little compensatory. Compliment lyrical content, KONFAB that it's in the continent. Constantly spitting on continents, constantly getting little compensatory. Compliment lyrical content, KONFAB that it's in the continent. Constantly spitting on continents, constantly getting little compensatory. Concept, build up, breakdown, KONFAB, hiccup, spaced out, vocab, typical of Cape Town. Compliments to he who serves raw sense without the condiments of deception. Beyond resenting MCs, just wanna give them a lesson in speech. Therefore delivery very extraordinarily exemplary. Hence every verse offers a refreshingly different effervescence with your sister's permission. French kisses replenishment propelling unstricted on tender. When it comes to scripts I rip, show my colors like bloods and what none can grip. Corn spitting, boom written, tight rap for heads like what don't fit in. You chose knitted nightcap. I'm sidelining your likes, hiding my rhymes behind fine prints like try recite this. Spilling in the woman, the pono can knip down. Scarbox, ninja, Hakana. That is in the continent. Constantly spitting on continents. Constantly getting little compensatory. Compliment lyrical content. KONFAB that is in the continent. Constantly spitting on continents. Constantly getting little compensatory. Compliment lyrical content. KONFAB that is in the continent. Constantly spitting on continents. Constantly getting little compensatory. Compliment lyrical content. KONFAB that is in the continent. Constantly spitting on continents. Constantly getting little compensatory. Gets deeper and deeper.
Satanum maybe Panama, to system out, Hobos infama. 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 Yaphuma kwabholobholo nontoni nentsholontshololo zamathumbo omhlaba sekhaya elitsha intshantsholo isiphula intsiba zengqanqolo kwanhlandlolo iyakuthi ga kumangomso namazolo ngamaqatholo amabinzana akususe kapa kubeka emnyolo igoduka lebhari lemuku leqaba lakutholo isisiba siviwa nge-4-5 kanye udondolo ndanisitsho njalo ndisemtshayo kwekrwala likanodyotyolo yamnandi lontsholo tyilo yamnandi inyo yesiqhopholo vintyo thixo ndincede enkosi ithetha inyaniso kanye ivarele etsotha inkawuzi mtharo kanye iswaza inkawuzi cocaine intoni le ijistringo kanye intambo yasekhansele ngaqhawule loo nto libhale ngethumbu elingenafele Visqus storm die zin, Visqus stoort die jack. Wordt om je nek voor draad, net zoals Eskom. Heel tijd langs rondom taal en nou de rechtsom. Met die slip van die voet moet ik kicken als de groep of de diep van je roep. Word ik ziek van die zoet en ik snor mezelf wakker. Waarvoor lijkt het zoals een graal kakker. Nee, maar ze lijkt zoals een bjaarslachter. Sociaal stappen, met levels scores en ik spierkallen. Kijk ik jongensbaan, zomaar bij die tientallen. Het is 10 jaar, hoe ik die goed voor een boom wat. Kom die in mijn blok en zuid van je hoek, zomaar een snotklap. Helles weet van mij, ja ze het zijn ten zee. Die alles van beest dan greep ik aan een steen van zee. Ja, ik is een vater, noster, roester, droster. Ik denk ik zit kaarten, mossige hoester in poster. Ze maakt een gekakt laat, om te denken ik zou zo kak praten. Terwijl je gelost van verdaaien, zij een zatzaak. Zo stap laat en laat ik op beter vang. Ga je van die derde verdiepen, ga je op kijken aan. Geen steven dan, een bouillon games, een zoemak doe je feesten. Een zoejong mensen, pak poempong feesten. Ze weet die is wat hij betikken ik het mijn eigen woordenboek. James Fokker liggen in je pikken in. Zoals ik heb dan speel ik vattens. En als ik een gangster was mijn naam zieke battens. Agelijk zattens, kijk maar niet wat ze eten. En als ze me bewijst, zet ik je kop hier een regel. Zo'n onhoudige sub, die oudige bug. Creole die geluk, donderdag zie je op
Waar je wordt de baten van man zijn tebet yo me kidile go fa to le bana di potoman ki koke ki choke ki bita mo di etsan bo di thobe be ke thomo ka mathetho le lemela mo khontswa ke mo tsiya mo to baten mo man san tebet yo me kidile go fa to le bana di potoman ki koke ki choke ki bita mo di etsan bo di thobe be ke thomo ka mathetho le lemela mo khontswa kwa ke rekile talo setse hela na
ka mantswe a manof ka ditebele ba bolela go ka thuba face ya motho a dibileng ka maele a dibileng ebile nna ba ntikileng ke ba dikinyedisitse ka ba tshedikele di ka mantswana babedi ba betsa pelo ka nnete ba ntsitsintse le lemelaka le ba tshetsheditse le ba tshitsitse le ba tshetse ka metsi yaka ke ba tshedisitse sedibeng taba ke ena e reng ke phatlalatseng le phepeditse phepeng e re phephitlheng pele ke le phetlola diphenši tse patleleng makunutu sekasakatuko sa mofu se fuparela thuto thupa fela tutubala boka bula matlho bula morwalo bidikisa le bidi tsheditsa bitikisa bibi pele phamkate ibitla seso se khwisa bitsa di bolo se hadika ba motho ba khwidia o tlakana sa katana ntanyana mo tsa panelo mame homa ba tshanyana ba sa tlhapana bona tlhapa ka hano botala ba mathong go wa kana wa motho ke mohlala wa bosotho ba hae
Ngebikwana mawuphethe sisihlama ujongo simfama Sathana ngebikwana mawuphethe sisihlama ujongo simfama Bedmasters gibike susa movie van Dam Gas the lyrics is DVD van Ham
ke mosia botho ba tsena fa matsantshebe yo me ke dile go bofatso go le bona dipotomane ke ikotle ke ithoke ke bitse mo di etsang bo dithobe be ke thomo ka mathetho le lemela mo go ditswana What's this guy talking about?
A pertinent question, cause who am I to brutalize you and learn you a lesson? I'll have you quoting me in an argument with your professor and winning it, cause I'm more learned than an average surfer of the internet. This very verse in your choir in church don't be singing it. This brutal curse test the true words of your intellect. The manner in which I clear verbal hurdles is articulate, applying pressure to the earth's surface and spinning it, making a hit quicker than taking a glimpse, making you blink, you shaking, you flinch. What I'm just thinking, got a nation of change ready to start dumping all my instruction, weapon of mass destruction, making it all function. I spit flamboyant, venom, confidence, phonics, KONFAB is a mode of combat, abominable phonics. My words paint 1,000 pictures, my tips are quick to cut you off like Skit. From summer to winter, I saw my enter lights and come twice like Christ in the lights, then set the sign for a light without igniting the mic. So you Negroes really need to leave your hero attitudes, acting rude, stepping up to me with no parachutes. In a world of zero absolutes, you get dropped, lost like my dreadlocks and credibility. Nowadays I'm relegating renegade, runaways readily, dropping shit on my enemy without no enema. So ask the fucking question once again, who the hell am I? Rugged ass bugger, never stutter, never fucking shut up. Talk my gaga from gaga to the upper part of Sada. Get down, get down.
Who the fuck is this rugged ass kid? Who the fuck is this rugged ass kid? Who the fuck is this rugged ass kid? Who the fuck is he? What's he attacking me?
I was the norm with my lyrical style. I cut Shakespeare with Shagga spear. Some of the slings and arrows of outrageous raw tunes. I penetrate your eardrums when you raise the volume, causing mutation. Ask Charles Xavier to save you. You've been infected by these old contagious flavors that are so edible and tight that you're forced to bite me. I might be short in height, but my force is mighty. The source of fear for many minutes, brigadiers and daddy dearest. Shabby appearance anyway with a pot and a beer. Shining gear, who bloody cares, no time to trim my toenails. Sakana sakadana, sign is spoken about in folktales. I'm not to the outside, they say that you are about to go with the land and it's a shit. Come on, things in my sweat. When it comes to winning women, I got them swinging things, giving hits. In a minute, I'm gonna be in the hidden forbidden skins like little fish. Many of you MCs, I wanna be mini-me's, filling me lyrically, sinfully wanting to mimic me, but literally in the little league with no skills and ability. The very delivery simply fills me with pity and sympathy, depicting in the team. How? See me, speak so speedily, my purpose sounds urgent. With spit so venomous that my verbs are sound serpent. Confess with controversies, right? Till I hit the centiverse with the promise of permanent servant and end of murdering men with the work of words and a pencil burning them again and again with frequency thousands of sound hurts like sound works, the sound hurts these, so shout mercy. Mercy won't be necessary for technical deed.
Who the fuck is this rugged ass kid? Who the fuck is this rugged ass kid? Who the fuck is this rugged ass kid? Who the fuck is he? Why's he attacking me?
KONtraversealFABetiks.
Controversial FABetiks, controversial FABetiks, controversial FABetiks, KONtraversealFABetiks.
KONfabs, fab.
We don't need Jack cause we sippin' on porch. Pop the green stack till we crawl on the floor. These spirits in us got you feeling for more. You see life's feeling like never before.
What the fuck do you follow?
Right, Jack Black, servants of bottles, spirits of Jameson and Jack. Jack Black, with the servants of bottles, spirits of Jameson and Jack. There hasn't been much drunken speech since the last time we spoke. Get ready to get your sense of self-evoked. See, it's kinda like when you broke, like it's no joke. Hung up on the question of thirst, is the question of purpose. Like G-spotters hitting the cervix, red hot drum service. I'm saying I'm thirsty, yo.
Easily seen in your local beams, causing obscene scenes, embraced by OGs and teens. Me and my team spell out the KWV, that's KONFAB with Visqus. Today's young MC, soft as Emerald cream. While my verse knocks like Smirnoff shots flowing through your bloodstream to make your heart stop, causing blood clots, hot flashes and whatnot. Like Jamaican round facing sun, my razor tongue cuts through these beats to please your mentally. Lyrical prestige flow with Hennessy comes with the hefty fee. That's what you get for lyrical skill. That's 10 times filtered and triple distilled. I make this head spin pleasantly. You better mention me when the topic of the best arise. No threats, it's my best advice. Got y'all mesmerized like the sickest chronics. Intoxicate the topic, got y'all craving to listen. When I stop spitting, niggas start shaking and twitching like alcoholic symptoms, calling for this kid to fix it. Go ahead, sip this dosage. I wrote this to ease your stress like cheap spirits. These are street lyrics that them travel from camp to apparel. All barrels, master the young pharaoh. Backed by KONFAB and Visqus, blasphemy contracts official. Sound the vocal cords, it's a murderous force. Like taking Russian air
cause we sippin' on cords. Pop the green stack till we crawl on the floor. These spirits in us got you feeling for more. You see life's feeling like never before.
I kick it like a nip of dick first drums on the house, dishing out countless amounts of acidic spit spirit. Puts the pH in hip-hop, give it concentration, elevate, get the mental state written up. Self-preservation, pivotal side effects. I've killed a few. Raw production over consumption, you end up in a sound like limitless imbeciles. We've lived it as well, now it lives within ourselves. Addiction befell, but consider the preference sweet as a straight no-no. I'm hungry for that hot stuff like a tasteless cake hobo. Say no to prohibition of content potency. Grow to listen to KONFAB and commit to a constant dose to be acquire the taste. Call on me and I'll arrive in a crate to turn the table. Serve burning flavors and mouthfuls and loud spills on the rocks like hip-hop if without skills. Deprive me of sobriety and if me driving home violent. Knocking over pedestrians, leaving them on the side of the median. Leading and shit, driving with influence and never even receiving a speeding ticket. Exceeding the legal limit, reasonable kicking this lethal and sipping all. Steal a sip of it if you're feeling like reaching the pinnacle. Bring the beef and all, add heat and it's a free barbecue. Half the street greedily feeding on each streaming particle. Fuck it, they're too hard for you, these mineral chords. Living within the core is lyrical or just doomed to fulfill a bigger cause. To hell with your little applause. This discourse is sick.
Find him in curled up fetal positions in times of exaltations of minds. Who's caught tyrant behind? Define the perfect rhyme to strike, type a rhyme, type a line and spit. Easily split atoms of thought. God's got heavens of sword and he's coming to reign, so finish your court and grab your book of memories. Memorize the moments, the endless questions you're holding, the times your head was soaked in the juice. Forbidden fruit squashed and served to scavengers off.
We don't need that cause we sippin' on cords. Pop the green stack till we crawl on the floor. These spirits in us got you feeling for more. You see life's feeling like never before.
I call it the end of Schiller thought when the red hot rum gets the mess in my closet clean. Break out rhymes, philosopher style, holding the court. Blasphemy when it comes to spirits pouring their lord. I spit them in disgust, rather see me in lust, the feeling of thirst. And on the day I drunk, but you might.
We don't need that cause we sippin' on cords. Pop the green stack till we crawl on the floor. These spirits in us got you feeling for more. You see life's feeling like never before. We don't need that cause we sippin' on cords. Pop the green stack till we crawl on the floor. These spirits in us got you feeling for more. You see life's feeling like never before.
Left, right,
origin of the species, survival of the fittest. Marveling at these creatures, the irony of living and dying in the interim as time tends to the limit, pivoting. A cyclicity that some stop finding interesting. The brave accelerate the pace, elevate their mental states, change their fates, meditate ways to stage the next page from yesterdays that went away to successive plays in which was center stage. Season the day, marching for freedom. Carpe diem, they stealing out of darkness, yet our stars stay gleaming and our scars ain't healing. Martyrs of forefathers whose names spark great meaning, our hearts remain bleeding. But nowadays it's like suddenly we're far from grieving. They saying it's the rebirth, but we're far from mating season. Believe them anyway, but at least we're well aware of the beast adrenaline that seeks to defeat, delete, deplete the melanin. We see it but retreat to keep the peace like gentlemen. We leave the beef in the niche, but demons it's embedded in, without even discrediting the struggle. No hypocrisy, a mouse feeding an elephant. One to be goes whole prophecy. Why cry freedom is life? Dot your eyes, cross your T's, get off your knees. Here's the philosophy, go in with the sober mind. Put in all that overtime, go on, toe the line or fall behind. Cause such is life.
Live right, live right, live right, live right, live life. Single file, get by, survive. Live right, live right, live right, live right, live life. Single file, get by, survive.
Cause ever since you touched down as an infant, you've scrounged for that subsistence, counting every little cent, investing confidence in this doubtful existence. How does one pretend it's alright with thousands like us living south of contentment? It takes strong spirits to down a mouthful of delinquents under the influence of a wrong citizen's ill intent. Our sense of vengeance is targeted at self, cause self-preservation is a long forfeited accessory of self-elevation. Then self wears off, the effects thereof are sharply felt by the nation. Take this into immediate consideration and remediate attempts at reconciliation with yourself. If for nothing else then solely for the reason that you're going on breathing and the story must proceed ordinarily. So take a stand, be the bigger man, hold on to your freedom but let go of all your demons. Join the march, throw your heart in the dance. Behold this army of ants advancing, toiling hard while they're chanting. Get by, survive the drudge's national anthem. Shosholoza, throw your hose over your shoulders. And when you strike this earth, deal it a hard blow like it might give birth. Regurge our soldiers and swallow follow. I told the line so that I'm alive, never fall behind, striving for survival all the time. Check it.
Live right, live right, live right, live right, live life. Single file, get by, survive. Live right, live right, live right, live right, live life. Single file, get by, survive.
I look to continue a flip to a little bit different. Too many have already gone down. Self-sacrifice just isn't sustainable. Rage against the tide of the right. We're here to live or die trying. We're here to die or try living. Either way, the goal is survival.
Live life, single file, get by, survive. Live right, live right, live right, live right, live life, single file, get by, survive.
Swart Gevaar, lower your swords.
Welcome to Orion. Say, welcome to Orion.
I know it seems I'm always inciting tribal wars. Sorry my ears, but as my mind recalls, you shrined us once before. Still I smile to display two white lines of plain truth. While design straight through. You can't bite the swine that pays you, cause through the eye of a navel, a slice of the cake will do. Might as well love your neighbor if you'd like a place at his table. Yes, this is war, but not so black and white like us versus the Boers. They might dislike us slightly, but it's likely the British more, cause Queen Elizabeth and gang conditioned this man. Now he speaks English with a twang, an easy distinction when I cram. But a lot of Brits often think I speak with an American accent, and that it happened by accident.
Scrap affirmative action.
The dopest verses of KONFAB versus Joseph Conrad. It starts in the heart at the darkest hour. Consult the notepad, or better yet the Tomlinson Commission. Exhume the report. It's true, apartheid was made from the Anglo and bruises sustained in the Anglo-Boer War. As brewed upon vagabond, Gaffer booty by day, vandal looting of cheap toilet by night, blinded by price. The future's today. Your rights have expired. Resign or retire. We're tired of crying in silence. Erase your facade without facial massage and make you watch the racial mask get taken apart from a bystander's perspective. White man doesn't respect us. White census government elected His Highness President and friends, cipher representatives that might never let us in. Your false promises got your own partisans, quote and poor in a township pen, pauper starving in a concentration camp they call Zadig. Life is not just breathing and breathing, but being, seeing, pleading, eating, even believing. Life is not just remanded to the land of the banished, propagate poverty, inherited a segregated economy, evil ongoing, even our very own with bureaucratic full autonomy.
Swart Gevaar, they up in arms, know your source. The hardest part is hard to find. The vocal cord just my Jaak from the uppermost strata. Show remorse, it starts in the heart at the darkest hour. Cold War, Swart Gevaar, they up in arms, know your source. The hardest part is hard to find. The vocal cord just my Jaak from the uppermost strata. Show remorse, it starts in the heart at the darkest hour.
Going to Orion. We're going to Orion.
Property rates and all considered a normal nigga work in a formal 9-to-5 position only just survives in the city, and it's twice as shitty for so-called minor skilled laborers. Yes, this is what most of my role models is labeled as in this day and age. Imagine having Caucasian havens in this very land adjacent to Zimbabwe of all places, but wait, it holds for all races. Cause even in the streets I seen broke gates and not in the form of toll roads. I'm talking of lost souls projecting wealth and investing self like horse, but also process thought from lower toss of balls colossal. The god of call it progression, forfeited discretion and honor gone. Profits not apportioned accordingly. Private sector on assignment to silence the middle class with a little cash. Didn't miss the casket, rich fast and relinquish your past, but business is bad. Makes white seed better than you. Makes the likeness of beings unbearable. Makes misers wanna keep even the residue. Just trying to guarantee their personal receipt of the revenue. It's a new day in the south. Fools here's the crown, but the Jews stay ours. Yes, the truth tastes sour. Substitute a D, ADD, and NC and C. HDI rise to HNIC. SABC's the mouthpiece. Since they released the duckies, still they believe we're ugly dummies. Extravagant pudgy thuggies that repeat the undies. Your demonstration of excellence, an isolated event. You're made into an exception who paid attention in their pagan lectures. Racists trying to convince us we're xenophobic, now really realizing we're fellow cooties in our own right, defeaters of silence. I got more respect for the cock who confessed, repented and meant it than for the rest of the flock, content and unaffected, rejecting responsibility, while black sheep scapegoat serves a lengthy sentence, a lesson in our own stupidity.
Swart Gevaar, they up in arms, know your source. The hardest part is hard to find. The vocal cord just my Jaak from the uppermost strata. Show remorse, it starts in the heart of the darkest hour. Cold War, Swart Gevaar, they up in arms, know your source. The hardest part is hard to find. The vocal cord just my Jaak from the uppermost strata. Show remorse, it starts in the heart of the darkest hour.
Cold War, Swart Gevaar. Wiese van het land.
Wiese. Say for me no.
The fact of the matter is that the government and its security forces are also ruled by fear, in spite of their immense power. One will therefore not be surprised if it proves very difficult to accept that there's room for all of us at the rendezvous of victory. The tripartite system of fear, that of white fearing the blacks, blacks fearing whites, and the government fearing blacks and wishing to allay the fear amongst whites, makes it difficult to establish rapport amongst the two segments of the community. The fact of living apart adds a different dimension and perhaps a more serious one. It makes the aspirations of the two groups diametrically opposed. The white strategy so far has been to systematically break down the resistance of the blacks to the point where the latter would accept crumbs from the white table. This we have shown we reject unequivocally, and now the stage is therefore set for a very interesting turn of events. Frank Talk.
Whispers of death, listeners of this will experience a sect representing the next nexus intersecting millennia. Whether you're underground, on the surface, or amphibian, Get off your high horses, let's fortify forces. There's holy wars to be fought, kid.
It's do or die, so move aside, or you will die, cause you can't do what I can do. It's do or die, so move aside, or you will die, cause you can't do what I can do. Your glory days are over, the Lord may be your savior, but call on Prince Jehovah, no he can even save ya. I speak with many voices, retreat you little boys, it's suicide to test me. It's do or die, so rest in pieces, sleeping underneath a million beats and speeches, with your little cadavers hidden under the deepest reaches, like secrets, speechless like jeepers, these weekend sex beneath us. Timberland trail released like leaving diarrhea leaking from higher regions. My diary the thesis, feel alive for Ian, speak of prior events, the wise man's reasons for why I vicariously died with Jesus preaching. Sensei's been scribbling these biblical scriptures for seasons. Seems religion don't get the rent paid, needless to speak, if people isn't seeking keepers, don't believe in the industry freak shows. We came too far with the dribble, figured we'd give them a free throw, but blacksmiths, yeah, you niggas missed it. For real, these scripts are evenly for reading, but they need to be equally neatly gifted and wrapped like seasons. Greetings, we've been swimming these deep-seated seasons. We were seamen, fresh release with me spewing and DEQing. Bruce Lee beat down to split MCs as meager defense, wielding weapons of lead, threatening heads like zipper meeting penis. No niggas underneath, we're freedom seekers, mystic allegiance with Mr. Stevens. Witness the teaching, scriptures for heathens, ignorant peeps. And glory days are over, the Lord may be your savior, but call on Prince Jehovah, no he can even save ya. I speak with many voices, retreat you little boys, it's suicide to test me. It's do or die, so rest in pieces. 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 It's do or die. It's do or die. So move aside, or you will die, cause you can't do what I can do. It's do or die, so move aside, or you will die, cause you can't do what I can do. Insolent infidels, ignorant imbeciles. Hidden city, subterranean, thrillers on a heartbeat. Picture madman in the mainstream, blazing real heat in the face of make-believe. Diction stranglers, literally drown audiences in sound. Arguments, hidden city, subterranean, thrillers on a heartbeat. Picture madman in the mainstream, blazing real heat in the face of make-believe. Diction stranglers, literally drown audiences in sound. Arguing, screw your perception, who's begging? My crew's weapons command attention like directives. Come and get some, with their tongues ready for red drum. With the letters read as dyslexics with the head spun. What the bleed? Fuck the scene. Independent, the paper for industry passion. In the street cashing in. Bent on flavor increment. Determined to dispense the vermin with X and Vernon. Infect the eardrum. Credit metabolism and diction. Inciting public dissing like we're politicians. Mobs interesting, gotta love it. Going on while we're coming off. Paradoxical with solid floors. Countercurrent hardened hearts. These skinny guys are really sunrise chili vibes. Disguised as sweetie pies. Insidious, to say the least, of all of these nice rappers. Wanna be quite embarrassed. Getting acting, taught my tactics by autodidactics like quantum fabric. Protect the flow, high tide for semen, finishing complimentary lifelines. Lucky strike like soccer season, fight the odds with four of me. Riders block like defense, we be adamant like virgin brain, no easy access. Weak semantics don't penetrate the ear, remain like Africans, not hearing aids. Sensor edit and render tape, connect the space, what's left delays. Cosmic production, sonic conductors, banging song bad for all of us like Saturn storm tracking astronomers. Blast cat with syllable tech loader, tongue machine gun with last laugh, fast rap, breath control, the lung defense. Catch that, tongue loaded, lungs loaded like bomb smoking. Finally farted and parted with the niceties of life with ease. Face broken like irony, unspoken. Shut open your eyes wider to try and see. Tongues loaded, lungs bloated like bomb smoking. Finally farted and parted with the niceties of life with ease. Face broken like irony, unspoken. Shut open your eyes and see.
Hidden city, subterranean, thrillers on a heartbeat. Picture magma in the mainstream, blazing real heat in the face of make-believe. Diction stranglers, literally drown audiences and sound. Arguments, hidden city, subterranean, thrillers on a heartbeat. Picture magma in the mainstream, blazing real heat in the face of make-believe. Diction stranglers, literally drown audiences and sound. Arguments, hidden city, subterranean, thrillers on a heartbeat. Picture magma in the mainstream, blazing real heat in the face of make-believe. Diction stranglers, literally drown audiences and sound. Arguments, hidden city, subterranean, thrillers on a heartbeat. Picture magma in the mainstream, blazing real heat in the face of make-believe. Diction stranglers, literally drown audiences and sound. Arguments, hidden city, rap scriptures to dab blister, add insult to injury, kill the whole damn industry. Cause writers block when writers block. Yo, in the words of Biko, I write what I like. And in the words of Visqus, I like what I write. On either side, the subject's the operative eye. Open your eyes. But as for truth absolute, it never existed. What's your point of view? Selective perspective. It's all relative, we family. So live and let live. Your competitive streak and tendency to see things comparative make the next man defensive. But as for truth absolute, it depends, kid, on your point of view. Selective perspective. It's all relative, we family. So live and let live. Your competitive streak and tendency to see things comparative make the next man very defensive. Opinions are like rectums, any asshole can get one. Ask Visqus, Matabs and X, not abscissa, and expect to get stabbed with tongues. Them cats well hung or strapped, but gat no guns. Blasphemous rap from podium, sacrilegious banter from rostrum, orthodox lecture from lectern. Off the top, drop thoughts endorsed by corpses. Your poison is her endorphin. For all in the audience, calling the performance boring. There's more around the corner applauding. This jump off a track is coming off a whack. Just a matter of how it's decoded or accessed, or if it goes over your atlas from coming from too low below the catacombs and caskets with undertones of madness and no apparent method. Whether the sentence is your death or medicine depends on everything from experience to mental discipline to sensitivity and generally gender and levels of melanin with limited exceptions. So I don't give expletives that some of you peeps call it elitist. To others it's adhesive like speed stick coming from underground like ganda sound fucking up your speakers for reasons unseen to sleepers. So keep your shallow shaloms and pessimistic well wishes. I get enough love at home from moms and yours too. But as for truth absolute, it never existed. What's your point of view? Selective perspective. It's all relative, we family. So live and let live. Your competitive streak and tendency to see things comparative make the next man defensive. But as for truth absolute, it depends, kid, on your point of view. Selective perspective. It's all relative, we family. So live and let live. Your competitive streak and tendency to see things comparative make the next man defensive. But as for truth absolute, it never existed. What's your point of view? Selective perspective. It's all relative, we family. So live and let live. Your competitive streak and tendency to see things comparative make the next man defensive. But as for truth absolute, it depends, kid, on your point of view. Selective perspective. It's all relative, we family. So live and let live. Your competitive streak and tendency to see things comparative make the next man very defensive indeed. Yeah, just one more thing though. Rapper, give him out.
The end justifies the means, but in the end means nothing if a pen don't underline the underlying theme, undefined by society teams without an eye in between. The third person observer never heard it, like quiet screams but better worded, for clever persons to find the meaning behind what seems like letters murderous, combined in death sentences well deserved. Men at work with measures to reverse celebrity stellar worth, the central purpose dispel like visual semantic dyslexic rebellion, defending ourselves against an invisible assailant, descending from hell like a bewildered angel, wielding contagious sickness that aids us to stay killing it by manifestation. The secondary gains of illness, doper skill overkill with broken England, go tongue roll uphill for sober lip slurs and slobber spills, engineered spinning flows like pump stations, speaking to little children lost like young nations, indoctrinated persons found will be fined like world greatest scholar minds, colonized bowling for Columbine. You might kill more of my kind. KONFAB, your drug down direct contact. I open up, combat my opiate, as long as reality bugs a bunny till it's bloody mad like a rabbit. The lands is barren, the carrots and the money bag, but these days sharing seems gay like bumming fags, and asking is ass kissing for scummy rations if given. Bring emancipation to stagnant nation, movement trapped in ism like casting backward vision and catching blacks in the system. Action figures in prison for active living, natural acts committed in actual fact. Self-preservation, second nature. Accidents happen, for heaven's sake. Death is awakening characters until the aftermath paragraph. Bake a wedding cake to celebrate the inception of a lengthy sentence, a lesson.
Of your fears, let go. On your marks, set go. Watch the human race to extinction, forward and retro mode from the get-go. Dead slow, getting nowhere. Get set, run on sentence, come on. I said, run on sentence, come on. It said, run on sentence, come on. Of your fears, let go. On your marks, set go. Watch the human race to extinction, forward and retro mode from the get-go. Dead slow, getting nowhere. Get set, run on sentence, come on. Get set, run on sentence, come on. I said, run on sentence, come on.
Serving sentences like wordy delinquents on the inside. Burn your mentals in a third degree sense, overqualified like verbose descriptions. Dope diction, there's no equipped in the scriptures. If you fear your own rendition, call it what it seems like. The untold reason why lots of locals hate tourists, kids in the Cape, foreigners, Stockholm's like Sweden. Coastal, state of the nation, address ghost town, post-mortem, Mother Africa, formerly rotund. There's lonely days and time drags like deep breath, soups don't exhale, you might gag a secret. So much radiance, life refracts, no reflex. Sober state, man of minds obliged to keep it over backwards. Accommodate rape of a kind, act a decent ass cracker, taken for a ride like in a seatbelt. Absent mind told where to get off for most, and certainly the morgue. Used to choose life, now we antibiotic, angry like Onyx, choose a side. Homie frat, Geno Sui, you decide. The youths of Africa, reprisals, first refusal rights, and forced removal sites for those who survived the Bura time funeral rites. Tonight, a lumen moon ignites the future's bright, for fruit to ripen, exclusive truths to bite in. Floss, lest your dentals melt. Hip hop's been bad for my mental health since I battled my astral self and lost it. The level of sickness fit to send Jack to med school. Fuck American AIDS and vector rescue. Delicate navel, getting screwed with metal pros for radiation. Cancer of a colon, from other Africans' breath removed. Same old attitude, the bold and the bloody fool. Chivalry's dead, not to mention Ubuntu, so too easily taken. Believe the statement, black goes with most things. Closed fist, empty handed, needing dough for toasting. Bake a cake, celebrate, admit impediments, death is impending. The inception of a lengthy sentence, a lesson. The inception of a lengthy
Of your
sentence.
fears, let go. On your marks, set go. Watch the human race to extinction, forward and retro mode from the get-go. Dead slow, getting nowhere. Get set, run on sentence, come on. I said, run on sentence, come on. It said, run on sentence, come on. Of your fears, let go. On your marks, set go. Watch the human race to extinction, forward and retro mode from the get-go. Dead slow, getting nowhere. Get set, run on sentence, come on. And say, run on sentence, come on. I said, run on sentence, come on.
These days it's all fun and games, teenagers it's all sucking face like duct paper. Get taken easily, seems to be a drape of free will. Freed willies and babies incarcerated as fetuses speedily. Save yourself by speaking to me. I'm writing wrongdoings, inviting young students, adolescents to listen. Attention order, question orders. Let's get some pessimist second guessing of this semester's lessons. The rest is history. Replay of a verse that hits sorely. Relaying a curse that omits sorry. Put your face on the earth and equating your worth to a petty dowry. On and on, continuous like two the bonds. Screwing us, unique upon newly went, call upon.
I'm having a lot of trouble believing, man. Yo, on the hunger, I've seen the hardest hearts starting to weaken like a bulimic. You know, life's a bitch.
Of your fears, let go. On your marks, set go. Watch the human race to extinction, forward and retro mode from the get-go. Dead slow, getting nowhere. Get set, run on sentence, come on. I said, run on sentence, come on. It said, run on sentence, come on. Of your fears, let go. On your marks, set go. Watch the human race to to extinction, forward and retro mode from the get-go. Dead slow, getting nowhere. Get set, run on sentence, come on. And say, run on sentence, come on. I said, run on sentence, come on.
It's survival of the viral spiral-ridden mindset inside the Chicago-ridden kind of rhyme sketch with lives etched in concrete pavements. Remove that blindfold justice lest we concede pathways to almonds of operators as painful existence, chasing truth from a distance while completing cashless cycles. Paddling fool with an answer to and the rivals, battling tune with an anthem from null and void citizenship as house of boats sinking in heaps of sand. Sung and purpose denies on trumpets unearthing the wise ancient fools used to use to fuel the youths moving through the arms of tipping scales. It's assistance in shifting weight off of your shoulder till over this ocean of floating question marks rolling them closer to full stops and food asked with coupons we drew on dart, mocking the fact that you're solo. So I spot periods replicating to ellipses every day. Spit distance mismatching expectations in any way possible. Obstacles, obelisks for plausible obstacles to get this picture beyond your optical. It's that Kojak on roads that capture Kodak moments. All for these obsolete orphanage kids still copping in these streets, still stealing coffins from these trees. May I call for brethren, but my 2 cents benevolence is two-sided like ambivalence. A diligent, delinquent, guilty or eloquent ever since the evidence illustrated the precedence of truth. Yet back in this lesson with false proofs. Don't look pretty, though the moment is cold hard. Control the city, spark the forces like go hard. Dark and dingy with wise, Hobos dishing advice like don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Kid, loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't look pretty, though the moment is cold ass. Control the city, smoke the forces like go hard. Dark and dingy with wise, Hobos dishing advice like don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Yeah, loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash.
First of all, this verse is more than talk. Call it sermon, of course. Created virgin, never heard before. Raw like serpent, a herbivore. From graduated late, learning more word is form. Not trying to get out, buying and sell out as it's Murphy's or commercial. Move through UCT mulishly. All the raunchy dames I saw, I conquered. I came through beauty, not fooling me. The booty fueling me. For youthful falling, calling cuties, poopsy, lizard fanning. Few years later, looky, no looky. Groupies visible in their absence, like fancy did items from cash spent badly. Shabby receipts that can't be deleted. Sweetie, things change. The world forever rearranged, but it seems strange. It's like there's less and better days now. What goes around is surely bound by laws controlling force that bounce the only cause of doubt as karma's course rolls out in small amounts. More like motion of orbital global revolution. Can't nobody hold still the movement stops open. Enter the new thing. Once golden, now check the rules swing off its axis. Displaced by faceless ultimates. Fake ass arguments likely to vanish when writers challenge without a trace, like application of eraser upon opaque paper. But poverty propagate, purpose replicate, copy and paste, consulates, control C's, control visions for royal weed, pissed off, falling in cistern systems, caught up in vortex spinning. Unfortunately, all of us subconsciously living as blemish prodigies. Who's sane and who's loony? Group me with the UN, a hooligan humanitarian with too many skinny friends. Tomorrow's not promised. Because of this, I'm ahead of my time, projecting with rhymes to mine. All the moment is cold eyes. Just told the city, spoke the bodies like oh I. Dark and dingy with wise, Hobos station advice like don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't look pretty, though the moment is cold eyes. Just told the city, spoke the bodies like oh I. Dark and dingy with wise, Hobos station advice like don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Loan of broke ass, broke cash. Don't be stingy. Loan of broke ass, broke cash.
Also prevails that in humble gratitude I must openly give thanks to you and you.
Nice advice. Good looking out. whisper. Break the ice, take up the challenge. Solars and blisters, hope still exists. Solar eclipse, a moment of bliss, but so short-lived.
They say to talk without thinking is to shoot without aiming, but to think without talking to screw without ejaculating. You glimpse us through blinkers, we lurk around aloud like losers and vagrants in thickness to witness us darker truths and relate them with wit and finesse. Fitness to test with soothsaying painters. Art martyrs spark in the dark lunar behavior with stages. Warring above stardom, targeting Lucifer's age. Start with market force, artificial support for cash crusaders. The daily sunsets, shallow narrow view values, and got all our attitudes tailored. And since the Lord's got a remote control hold over our morals, it follows it's more noble or honorable to ignore all the problems and act through prayer. I'm speaking to vocalize for keeping hope alive, seeking to open eyes with sleeping souls of giants. Long as the sky is upset, my people are way to rise. Even if it's a momentary high, like Christ, I'm stoned too. That's why I know the truth. Devil, selfish, English capitalized I, but not you. For once calm the moon front and block the sun's view on some bastard move. But I'm not asking you, this is my golden moment, just passing through. Break the ice of silence, try finding gold in a whisper. Take up the challenge, I rhyme to counsel. The soul is in blisters like moon outshone. Wounded by sun, does hope still exists. Solar eclipse, a moment of bliss. It's in the innate sadistic nature of the human being to strip ya of your faith and dignity like the European militia. Did to Iraqi prisoners, but in life it's similar. Foes are those that propose to help but oppose your motion to get risen up. Sit down and let the moon learn you a lesson. Their words are the weapons they use to murder your presence. So measure your essence to lose. Emerge not first but second and bruised in terms of your ego. Generally most persons are evil, but listen up. If you're big enough you can shine bright like Table Mountain in the twilight. Despite your neighbors fronting, if your faith's amounting to the right height, you can soar and rise indefinitely. Destined to exceed your low life expectancy. The whole flight is effectively plebs versus celebs. Stellar celerity, rays of vanity make up reality. Smoke screen, opaque transparency for fake moments of clarity. Escape from sobriety's fallacies. This moment of bliss is not to be missed. It closes and quick, if only for an instant. Ignore all your odds and your ifs. Once the sun blinks, can't think twice, kid must fit. Solar eclipse, your solo set is almost over with. Break the ice of silence, try finding gold in a whisper. Take up the challenge, I rhyme to counsel. The soul is in blisters like moon outshone. Wounded by sun, does hope still exists. Solar eclipse, a moment of bliss. Only survival option for a writer blocked is to shine kaleidoscopic from the darkest of topics. Like God's cytroptic, night optic, vital organ. A timeless clock of gigantic proportions, just trying to talk tick. Righting wrongs via song and dialogue. Fighting on to rise beyond the distorted conscience of sinners. Conspittle mirrors God's image more than a figment of ignorance. Show you picture eons beyond civility's pawns with blink. Devout Christians are not the most forgiven of God's children. Have brought along an army of thought splitters. Mentally very lit and lifted from a literary perspective. Illuminate like lunar rays this movement of derelicts. Done running a fool's errand like the moon and its elements. Spooning their medicine. Heaven sent and hell bent on dispensing Lucifer's sedative to the devils themselves. Building showers is less than a question of will and power. Gotta wait for that critical hour and give it your all. Relinquish your doubt, this is my album. I'm trying to look at life in its final instant and give it a single eyes grill grimace. I'm equipped for the last scrimmage. it again. Nigga man, not to give a damn. Feel the rhythm of the river dance. Kill the bitterness. Let's live again.
Copy and paste.
Spilling my thoughts over empty chords, contemplating my life's course. I look back at all I've lost, staring at my homeboy's coffin, carrying his good-looking corpse, and my soul's exhausted. Tears in my eyes, pushed them aside, cause Papa put it like, yeah, gritty, and men don't cry, so I held it in, scoping the skyline. So this is life, Christ. Yes, little nigga, and it's pretty shiesty. You could raise your middle finger, but that's pretty pricey. Screaming fuck the world is quite enticing, but no, whatever you give returns tenfold. So listen, lighty, life never works out completely nicely, so change your focus slightly, sharpen your vision like Spike Lee. I see, I said, but please, I said, cleanse my body in holy water to relieve my stress. I feel pressures of depression pressing me to grip this weapon, cock back the Smith & Wesson, push it against my temple and blow my mental, expose my brain like Kurt Cobain, but I'll refrain, cause this spliff for weed will blow my mind more pleasantly. If the gods are blind, I'ma make them see our hardships and dreams, so they can set us free like river streams running to kiss the sea, cause life's motions draw similarities with the ocean, and I'm Columbus, so I navigate with religion as my compass, trying to find a way to treacherous waves, so I can rest my soul at the pearly gates, ease my load of this earthly fate. Yo, we living in pain, but we never giving in. We living in strange, but we never giving in. We living in pain.
Yes, this is African society. If you a man, you don't cry, you'll be weak. But that's exactly the irony. Life isn't nice as it seems, and ice and is dry underneath the facade. Lying smiles, camouflage, scars of hardship, trying times and multiplying mirages of living larger than what it is. Consult the tarot cards and envision him without the slick garments, without the bling, without the big cards in front of the crib, without those other things not from within. And ask yourself, what did he win if he's not a loser? Or is it possible to cop absolution for a few bucks? You're lying through your gums and trying to floss with a toothbrush, probably forgot where the roots are. Okay player, no naysaying, merely relaying the truth hard within a futile race towards an inescapable future. I pointed at the mob and promptly acknowledged I'm 3/5 of the problem. See, with them targeting God and I'm calling the shots and not even resolving the pieces of these puzzling odds. We've been stuck in this odds for seasons and given all the wrong reasons, so pardon us for having a little trouble believing. Under hunger I've seen the hardest thoughts started to weaken like a baby.
It takes a lifetime to appreciate a lifeline, often we miss it. This is the number, so listen. It nearly takes a lifetime to appreciate a lifeline, often we miss it. This is the number, so listen. It nearly takes a lifetime to appreciate a lifeline, often we miss it. This is the number, so listen. It nearly takes a lifetime to appreciate a lifeline, often we miss it. This is the number, so listen.
You better recognize the relevance of lifeline sentiments. These are more than rhymes, it's evidence. The men I'm interested for more than material measurements. The law of treasure is too much to ignore for us lesser men. Mere mortals poisoned by decadence. Pure souls became negligent, some became evil. We let the dark side surface effortless, changing the lost people, crawling for green like mambas. We Lucifer's pets. I've come up to loosen your legs. Too late for mama, we're losing our sense. We're living in drama.
More like a rich sugar mama and full of that drama that come with Kulma manga, using tools like illusion and hallucination, confusing nations and fooling pagans with rude awakenings to fuel the machine. 'Tis the season for breathing, green earth rebirth, spring forces, hooks laws, guilty conscience, shoulders hordes of pitying apologists, original reformed duckies, off color, feeling shitty like khaki, calling me brother all of a sudden, not even cousin, fronting, showing love at close distance like gross incest. I'm sure the Pope's ghosts impressed. It's ducky mentality, we're hardly lamenting when the pot calls the kettle black, the ladder whistles back a compliment. Sure enough, it's all love like God above. The tough dog's got boring dog, let's call it off like bottles bloated. Pre-jug, each one teach one like speech bubbles, connecting
it takes a lifetime to appreciate a lifeline, often we miss it. This is the number, so listen. It nearly takes a lifetime to appreciate a lifeline, often we miss it. This is the number, so listen. It nearly takes a lifetime to appreciate a lifeline, often we miss it. This is the number, so listen. It nearly takes a lifetime to appreciate a lifeline, often we miss it. This is the number, so listen.
Bump it again, yeah.
Do or die, hold me fratrigeno, soon you decide. The remix.
Whispers of death, listeners of this will experience a sect representing the next nexus intersecting millennia. Whether you're underground, on the surface, or amphibian, get off your high horses, let's fortify forces. There's holy wars to be fought, kid. It's do or die, so move aside, or Jehovah. No, he can even save ya. I speak with many voices. Retreat, you little poisons. Suicide to test me. It's do or die, so rest in pieces. Sleeping underneath a million pieces, feces. With your little cadavers hidden under the deepest reaches. Like secrets, speechless like jeepers. These weak insects beneath us. Timberland trail released like leaving diarrheic leakings from higher regions. My diary's a thesis. Feel alive for Ian. Speak of prior events. The wise man's reasons for why I vicariously died with Jesus preaching. Sensei's been scribbling these biblical scriptures for seasons. Seems religion don't get the rent paid. Needless to speak, if people's isn't seeking deeper. Don't believe in the industry freak shows. We came too far with the dribble, figured to give them a free throw. But blacks missed it. Yeah, you niggas missed it. For real, these scripts are evenly for reading, but they need to be equally neatly gifted and wrapped like seasons. Greetings, we've been swimming these deep-seated seasons. We were seamen fresh release with me spewing and DEQ and Bruce Lee beat down to split them Caesars. Meager defense wielding weapons of lead, threatening heads like zipper needing penis. No niggas underneath were freedom seekers. Mystic allegiance with Mr. Stevens. Witness the teaching, scriptures for heathens. Ignorant peeps as glory days are over. The Lord may be your savior, but call on Prince Jehovah. No, he can even save ya. I speak with many voices. Retreat, you little boys. It's suicide to test me. It's do or die, so rest in pieces. 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 It's do or die. It's do or die.
Fratrigeno, so we you decide.
So move aside.
Fratrigeno, so we you decide.
Or you will die.
Fratrigeno, so we you decide.
Do or die.
Fratrigeno, so we you decide.
Do or die.
Fratrigeno, so we you decide.
So move aside.
Fratrigeno, so we you decide.
Or you will die.
Fratrigeno, so we you decide.
Do or die.
Fratrigeno, so we you decide.
Insolent infidels, ignorant imbeciles.
Remix.